So good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're back again. Last podcast of 2020, and it should be a bit of a happier one because the last time we did a podcast, we hadn't won a game for weeks. Since then, we've won 2 in a row. We're back. The title charge is on. We've got loads to talk about. We've got loads to talk about today. Welcome back, Claude. Hope you're well, mate.
It's great, and it's great to be back in the Arsenal family, the so-called Arsenal family, and amongst us all. Thank you. Nice to be back.
You're always welcome, mate. Big up to Chiggy Chig.
Big up. Hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Hope you are too.
Happy New Year.
Big up to Kenny Ken.
How you doing, Lee? You good, mate?
I'm very well, man. I'm very well. Kenny, what I want to know before we move to Afsal, are you going to have a haircut in 2021, Kenny?
I don't know. As soon as this crap is over, I'm going to haircut. I'm not too funny, right? This is embarrassing. Having to every telecast I do or broadcast, I have to wear a hoodie. It's embarrassing. You know, like down the back. You know the mullet. You know when you get a sort of a mullet. That's what it's like down the back. It's really long. It's really short up top, but long at the back. I swear.
You've gone for the Chris Waddle then. You've gone for the Chris Waddle look.
Yeah, Chris Waddle look. You know what I mean? But touching on what Claude says about Arsenal family, you got to realise the membership for the Arsenal family is positivity. Be friends with the right people. Never annoy the big accounts, and make sure that you drink in the right pubs. That way, you've got to drink in the pins. Basically, you've got to drink in the pins, the eaglet, and you've got to drink in the Tottenham. You drink all three, you've got lifetime supporters membership for life. So don't worry about that. Do all of them, and you'll become a member of the Arsenal Supporters Association, and you will never be expelled.
By the way, that guy said he met me in Morrison's this morning. Tell you, man, I got out of my cab this morning to go Morrison's. Yeah, I went Morrison's, got out of the cab, and one of the Bolt, not Uber, but Bolt cabs. I left my phone in the cab, so what? I'm looking for it, and I've left it in the cab, and it took me 2.5 hours. I was in Morrison's waiting at 2 hours at Morrison's waiting for my phone to return because all my money's on my phone and everything, so I couldn't even shop and do nothing. 2 hours. I met this guy in the queue and I was telling him all about it. Ordered to death, but anyway, that's happened.
There you go. Afternoon, Afsal.
Afternoon. Hope you're all well. And
you're not banned again. You're in the group. You're in the chat. You're in the podcast. There is a ban pending. I understand.
The way he's talking shit about Pepe, he should have definitely.
Me and Kenny are right. Me and Kenny have been proved right. I'm going to call out someone on that today, but he should be banned for coming in late. You know, he's always the first one here.
I was waiting.
You was waiting in. Let me bring Zach in. Afternoon, Zach. You was probably clicking on last week's link, waiting on your own, mate.
Listen, yeah. I don't know why you don't just send the link in the WhatsApp group.
I was thinking as well from day one.
Afternoon, lads. Happy New Year's Eve.
You're sending the WhatsApp. That's a good idea, Chris.
Yeah, do you know what the only problem with that is if you haven't got your phone connected to your Mac or your laptop, it's ball ache, man. It is ball ache.
That's me.
Because you know what? Sometimes when I send it, so Rants, for example, send it to me on text. And I copy it on my phone, and I've got it linked to my Mac. The amount of times it don't copy, then I have to actively sit there and write in the actual address. So it is.
Do you know what it is, Lena? I'll be honest with you. I forgot to press the little join the whatever it is at the bottom. You know, the little blue thing. So I was waiting in the room before you get into the main room. So that was my fault. I'll own up to that, as Afsal was calling me out.
There you go.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you guys and all the viewers as well. Man.
Let's go on, mate.
I was just going to say, hopefully 2021 will be a better year for everybody in terms of life in general, but also Arsenal. So let's see what the future holds.
Yes.
I think you go until tomorrow. Someone said that Kolasinac is gone. But I don't think you can leave it till tomorrow, is it?
Let me just say thanks to the latest member of the channel, Daniel. Appreciate that, buddy. Make sure you are smashing the likes up as well. Let's start off. We kind of do this as a mix and match. We'll go over the year with the FA Cup and stuff like that as well. Yeah, we'll come to that in a bit. But let's talk about Kolasinac for now, because he is apparently in Germany. All the trusted sources are saying he's in Germany. I watched Arteta's press conference earlier. Oh my God. Seriously, these journalists, man,
they were cooing over him, weren't they?
I do not get it, man. They're asking him questions like Ian Abrahams, the Moose of TalkSport, asked him a question. Do you think football should continue for the mental health of the fans? Like, well, yeah, everyone's just dying, mate. Let's just fucking make sure everyone's mental health's fine, because people, like, I just don't get it. I don't get some of the questions he was asking about. 2 straight wins in a row.
No, you say that, Lee. You say that, Lee. There are a lot of people suffering from mental health.
No. I'm not mugging that off, Claude. What I'm saying is, if football is unsafe to continue, the way he put that question towards him was football should continue irrelevant. No, it should be irrelevant, and football should continue for the sanity of football fans. Yeah, with the way he worded it was just pathetic. Yeah, and
maybe.
I understand people have lost their jobs. It's been a shit year for a lot of people. I understand that, and I won't mugging that off, of course. But the way he worded it was just ridiculous. They were asking him questions today, like, obviously Smith Rowe's been in the team now. What does it say about the mentality of this youngster and blah? I'm like, well, he's not going to sit there and say he's shit, is he? Like, it's just blah blah blah. One of the guys at the end, I think he works for Haters. His name's Nick. He said, my New Year's resolutions, he said to Mikel Arteta, he goes, my New Year's resolutions to ask better questions in 2021. But let's start with Claude. Let's talk about the Kolasinac. Let's just work off of that for now, yeah? I've seen, listen, this is what winds me up, right? It's now a love fest for Kolasinac all over the timelines.
Yeah.
People are saying he's a hero. Some person said he's a legend. He's more of a legend than Ozil because he's took a pay cut to leave. Well, he ain't taken a pay cut. Arsenal are paying most of his wages, and I don't understand it. I mean, obviously we need to free up space. And like I said, Arteta said in his press conference, he didn't really give too much away, but he did allude to the fact that there is going to be a few players loaned out. Kolasinac's obviously one of them. What do you make of that? Do you think that's just to get him the books, or do you think that's because we're bringing people in?
Well, for a start now, Ozil has to look for more new security now, doesn't he? So that's a blow to Ozil. It ain't a blow to the team. I don't think. I've never seen why we bought him in the first place. I don't know what he's given to this team. I'm glad he's one of the first to go out the door. He's going back to the club that he originally came from.
Sorry to cut you off. Arsenal have actually confirmed this 10 minutes ago that he is actually going on to Schalke on loan for the rest of the season.
I understand it was done yesterday.
Yeah, is that the club he came from, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that bottom. I don't think they've won a game in 29 games or something. I think they're rooted at the bottom, mate.
Yeah, I think he's more suited to them anyway, more suited to German football anyway. So he might do a lot better there. But he was a complete waste of time. The only good thing he'd done was save Mesut Ozil from getting a beating. So that's his contribution to the Arsenal Football Club, I'm afraid. But that's it. That's life. Life moves on.
No, exactly. Yeah, I just want to make this point from Sate as well. He said, so we should praise players for leaving. Our fans are pathetic. If Kolasinac had any ambition, he would have left permanent in the summer to Leverkusen. Exactly. And this is the thing. He didn't want to take a pay cut to go to Leverkusen. Now people are sitting there praising him because he's going on loan. We're covering his wages, pretty much all of it. Let me come to you, Chig. What do you make of this? Like, do you think it's because we're bringing players in, or do you think we just want to get a few off the wage bill? Because we have been linked to Isco as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just desperation to clear the books, isn't it? We understand that the first priority is to free up as much space as possible. More or less, Edu, Arteta, everyone of any kind of significance has said that. I think there will obviously be that underlying pressure or additional pressure of bringing in a new face. I don't think it's going to be anything like what people expect. I think at most what you might expect to get is maybe a Nketiah on loan, an Isco on loan, something like that at best. I think people need to prepare for that. For me, I've said this to you before. I'm not really that fussed about bringing people in. Just get some of these idiots off the wages, so that I would much rather, try and trust some of these youngsters to pull us out of this situation than bringing in someone untested from a foreign country who's going to take some time to settle down. Unless it's someone like a Buendia, who you know is a proven fighter, who's been in this country for a couple of years, still putting up numbers. I'm less fussed about bringing in a new face. I just want us to just focus on clearing as much deadwood as possible. The only thing I would say is that, I don't know how many exits we really expect to face, because unfortunately Mikel Arteta rates half of them. And when Mikel Arteta rates half of them, it makes clearing deadwood more difficult. Because what can you expect to walk out the door realistically? Kolasinac, maybe Meza if he feels like playing football. Who else? Do you know what I mean? Maybe Chambers because he's not playing a lot of football. Mm-hmm. Pretty much it.
Yeah, but Chris, also what you've got to understand, Chris, is now we're now safe from going down. Yeah, so we're completely out. We're only going to go mid-table, so I don't think it's that much of a priority to bring players in and at least get them players in the summer into the club in the summer when we definitely got rid of a lot more.
You've just led me on nicely to Kenny, because I was going to say there's a lot of theories going around at the moment that we're just going to try and clear the wage bill, because obviously in the summer Mustafi's gone, Louise will be gone, Ozil will be gone, Socrates will be gone. That's about 650 grand a week in wages saved. And I've seen a lot of people over the last couple of months saying that we just need to get a few players out the door and then we're going to go big in the summer. Do you think this is part of getting these out the door for now? I know he's only going on a 6-month loan and he'll still be our player after that. But obviously Socrates could potentially go. And out of him and Mustafi, I'd say Socrates is more likely to leave in January, as he's not played a single game. Whereas Mustafi is still getting game time here and there. But do you think that this is what we're trying to do, saving it all up for the summer? Or do you think we're going to go and do a few bits in January?
I can't see us getting any players in January at all, because I think what's happening is that if you've got, we're meant to have 25 people in the squad, and we've got about 27 players. So this is all about this. This is like project trim your squad, and then basically in January you get rid of the dead woods, and then you've got to make some decisions on certain players that have been in the first team. So for me, blatantly, this is just a cost-cutting exercise. It's desperation. It's basically pressure from the board. Maybe Josh Kroenke or Stan Kroenke is basically saying to Arteta, Edu said, look, I'm not giving you any more money because you've got all these players, you've got enough players, and that should be enough for you to see out the season. Now, if you want these guys gone, you've got to sell, get rid. And that's the only way I'm going to be giving you money, because I can't be spending all this big money and then I'm still paying players who are not even playing a game for you. So this is blatantly, what is everyone suggesting, a cost-cutting exercise. And let's face it, man, we're glad it's been done, but this should have been done in August, really. We knew the situation. We knew we weren't good enough. We knew that we were going to have a problem in terms of player registrations by October. Why the hell are we now worried about it in January? I remember. It was because we had this euphoria of winning the FA Cup. We somehow fluked a draw against Liverpool, and then you think, oh, right, top 4 contenders. We're looking at what the other teams are doing. And then once we lost against Liverpool, like the truth and reality kind of bit the football club and bit the fans. I went, oh no. Then we lost a few more other games. I went, oh no, we should have done this in August. And that's just typical Arsenal, Lee. Typical Arsenal. Everything is done after the event. No big plan ahead.
Yeah, it just seems like it's just very reactionary. Like, oh well, we tried to get rid of him, but he didn't go. Oh, we're trying to get rid of him, but he's dug his heels in. Oh, I'll get rid of him. Like one of them ones. It's not like you said that they've had a plan and the plan is being followed through to the T. It just seems like, oh well, Kolasinac's not really part of it. Well,
Please, when was the last time
Oh,
Arsenal had a plan? When was the last time Arsenal had a plan and followed it through?
I'll tell you when. Excuse me. Every season when they bring new merchandise out, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
If like they're merchandise,
Certainly nothing to do with transfer strategy.
They haven't got a strategy. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They haven't got one. But I think, obviously, I think a lot of people are pinning their hopes on the summer transfer window. I said this last night when I was doing a live show that we're linked to Isco for 6-month deal. And as much as I love Isco, if it's 6 months, what's the point?
What's the point? Exactly.
Yeah, what is the point? Because by the time he comes here, that could be Danny Ceballos all over again. It might take him 6 months to kick on.
Maybe he settles in month 4. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And then by then, he's going back to Madrid. So if it's a long-term one, then yeah, I'm cool with Isco. I like him. I think he's a good player. But 6 months, what's the point? But having said that, I think Arsenal do want Houssem Aouar. But I don't think they can get him in January, which is why they may be looking at a loan for 6 months to tie us over till the summer to then go and get the main target, which would make sense. I get that. But if you want to play that badly, just go and fucking buy him, man.
We're safe, see, we're safe. We can't go down. We can only end up mid-table. So all our season thing. Yeah, well, it's true, isn't it? Let's face it, we are safe, aren't we?
Well, what do you reckon that's out?
Are we?
Matches. He's kind of irrelevant to me because he hasn't played all season. So it's like, yeah, he's going great. Great. We don't need him, and I'm happy he's gone. But I would want to. I think we need to sign a creative player in January, desperately. 100.
Who would that be for you? Would that be Isco? Would that be Buendia? Would that be someone else?
Well, I'm just thinking, will the Isco thing work out? I'm not 100% sure. The Buendia guy, he was in Norwich last season, and he wasn't really talked about then. It's only recently he's been talked about. So I don't know if that would work or not. That Aouar signing, I've never seen the guy play, but according to people, he's pretty good. So God knows. But we just need a creative player, desperately. But yeah, last 2 games. I mean, we won the last 2 games. I was last time we came here. We were in a crisis. We still are. Let's get things straight. The crisis is not over at all. But obviously, we've won the last 2 games, which will make us safe. And huge positive, I want to say, Smith Rowe, Saka, and Martinelli. That partnership seems to be developing. I know it's early days, but for me, they were probably our best players against Chelsea, and for me, Saka and Smith Rowe were probably our best players against Brighton. So that's a positive that the youngsters have come in and have taken over, because the experiment with the elder players and the experienced players clearly has not worked the whole season. With your Pepes, your Willians, your whoever else you want to say, it's clearly not worked. But obviously Martinelli coming in has brought a lot of energy to the lineup, and Smith Rowe hasn't done much wrong. I'm not saying he's world class. I'm not saying he's been world class, but I'm saying he has done better than what other players in that position have done this season for Arsenal. Simple as that.
No, mate, listen,
Always
Smith Rowe,
having a go.
I like him.
Poor old Pepe.
What?
You're always having a go
Say
at
again,
Pepe.
Claude.
You're always having a go at Pepe as well.
We're going to
don't
come
think
to
he's
Pepe.
bad.
Hold them thoughts. We're going to come to Pepe. We're going to come to Pepe.
All right, I'll hold my thoughts.
Yeah, hold them thoughts. We're going to come to Pepe in a minute because he's a bit of a conundrum. Big up to everyone who has put a donation in as well. Appreciate that, Brandon. Appreciate that, Kieran, and also Peter Janssen as well. Appreciate that. Hello all. What are your thoughts on Torreira returning? I'm coming to that in a very short while as well. Would love to see him and part in midfield. Happy New Year. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it, mate. Zach, give me your thoughts, man. What do you think? Kolasinac's obviously gone now.
First of all, yeah, on Kolasinac, it's a bit of a weird one with him because I had no problems with his initial signing. On a free transfer, I thought it was worth the risk. He came with a big reputation. Obviously, he was in the team of the year, wasn't he, in the Bundesliga when we signed him. And I had no issue with the signing initially. I think when I first saw him play, I was really impressed. I think it was the Community Shield, wasn't it, when he scored that goal? And I actually had really high hopes for him. I thought, right, we got a player here. The problem we have is we're always trying to do this thing with our fullbacks where we think they should be attackers more than defenders. The balance isn't right. Yeah, I want my fullbacks to be able to defend first and foremost. So Kolasinac can't defend, right? We know that now. We didn't know it when we signed him. Hector Bellerin can't defend. Yeah, he can't attack either, but that's another story. I want fullbacks who can defend first and foremost. It's not their job to be attacking, right? And I know people might disagree and say the modern fullback needs to be able to attack. Sure, get the balance. However, my feeling is on fullbacks is you've got to be able to defend first. I mean, that's your bread and butter, right? So on Kolasinac, I think after his first season, I think he's been an absolute shambles. I think not even I wouldn't even rate him 2 out of 10 as a signing. But as Afdal said, he will hardly been playing this season. Forget about him. Hopefully, he never returns to the football club. Let's just forget he ever happened. That's the conversation done.
I'm sorry to cut you off, mate. I think the problem we've got is they're going to get relegated. I think, regardless of whether
so he might come back. It
looks like he's going to have to come back, isn't it?
Yeah. So the other 2 points I'd like to make. First, I think Chig was absolutely bang on. Let's not even talk about incoming. Back in the summer, beginning of the summer window, what I said was the most important thing that we needed to do that summer was get the dead wood out of the club. Forget about any incomings. We didn't need any signings. We just needed to get the dead wood out. Now, the problem we have is there's a mismatch between what the fans know as dead wood and what Arteta deems as dead wood, right? So we all think Bellerin, Holding, Saka, Mustafi, we all see these players as dead wood. I think we'd all agree on the panel. It's 4. We would all agree at dead wood. The problem is the mismatch. You go and speak to Mikel Arteta, and he will say every one of those 4 are top. Yeah, that's what he will say. They are top. So when teams come knocking, clubs come knocking in the summer like they did for Hector Bellerin, Arteta's there back in his corner. Oh no, Hector, you stay. We really need you. You're part of my plans. If you had a manager who deemed them as dead wood, he would have said, "Look, Hector, you're not part of my plans. You're not going to be playing football. I think you should go." Right? He would have been out the door in the summer. Yeah, he'd be playing for PSG now. The same with Mustafi, the same with Xhaka, and the same with Holding. Right? That's 4 of the dead woods that we see as dead woods would have been gone in the summer. So I don't even want to have a conversation about incomings. I don't think we need any players. I think we've got Saliba who can come in. I think Saka can play number 10 and give us all the creativity we need. Yeah. And then you've got wingers. You've got wingers at the club who can play either side of Saka. You've got Martinelli, you've got Reece, you've got Pepe. Yeah, we don't need a number 10.
William.
Well, forget about William, yeah? We don't even need a centre-back.
When you said Reece Nelson, I put a smile on your face like you're about to laugh.
No, I ain't laughing, mate. I'm deadly serious, yeah?
Lee was about to laugh.
Now, that's the second point, is that. The third point is, right, we all talk about, we're over. I know, Afsal, you said we're not over this crisis, but the problem we have with this fan base is after 2 wins, everyone thinks, everyone who was Arteta out, there were a lot of people who just turned Arteta out. After 2 wins, they're now back the process, trust the process. And
not me.
This is part of the problem.
Me.
Like
no, not you guys, but this goes back years, yeah? Back to the Wenger days when we would get humiliated. We'd get 8-2 at Old Trafford, yeah? We would get humiliated. 6-0 Chelsea, 5-0, 5-1 at Liverpool. Then the next game, or the next 2 games, we would win against small teams, and all these fans who were crying enough's enough were back to, good old Arsene. He's done it again.
He's turned it around. He's dug his heels in and spun it again.
He's dug his heels in. And this is the exact same thing with Arteta, yeah? It's Groundhog Day. And this is why I always say it, and Afsal made the point on the last podcast that Arsenal fans are the biggest problem at this football club. Forget Stan,
100%,
forget the players.
100%, 100%, 100%, mate.
Yeah, those are the points I want to make.
Let me ask all of you guys, because there is one player that we've completely forgotten about here that is out of contract in 6 months' time. Barely gets in the squad, but when he has been in the squads and actually featured on the pitch, he's done very well, and that's Balogun. Now, I was watching Turkish yesterday. He was doing his show with Mo, and they made some. I was listening to it on the way back up from Milton Keynes on the M6, and they were making some wicked points about Balogun, man. Like, he could be the next Gnabry. If we let him go, it could be a big mistake. I think Mo said something along the lines of apparently he wants 100 grand a week. I mean, that's just it's just laughable. But at the end of the day, the point he then made off of that, and I thought it was a really interesting point, which is why I wanted to bring it up. He said, if you pay this player 100 grand a week based on potential, is he gonna hit the heights of a Gabriel Jesus?
No.
Or can he kick on and be better than a Jesus? Because, and then he said about Lacazette, he said Lacazette came in, he's on big money. He hasn't really done it and he's regressed every year. If you look at his output and goals, would he be better than a Lacazette? And I thought that was a really good point, because Lacazette's apparently on nearly 200 grand a week. Is it worth throwing 100 grand a week at this kid in the hope that he does kick on?
We're paying on percentage.
No way.
No way. 100 grand a week, Lee.
Balogun.
Say Balogun.
The problem with the Balogun situation is, we needed to persuade him to stay, right? I think this 100k thing's a red herring, because if he had been given the chances by Arteta, he wouldn't be talking about 100k a week, right? So now he's in a position where he's been treated so badly, mismanaged, that he's throwing this 100 grand a week out just to be difficult.
Plus the fact that there's talk of Liverpool as well. So Liverpool are going to give me it.
We are paying 100 grand a week for Granit Xhaka. So what?
My problem with the whole situation about this kid, right? I respect the fact that he knows what he feels he's worth. But my argument is, I don't want to throw money at kids who haven't done it. I want kids to be hungry. You haven't earned your 100 grand.
Yeah,
I know you. We know you. We know you're a fantastic. We know that you're a fantastic. From what we've seen, we're very impressed. But you haven't got. But you have to earn it. And that's a shame that we've got the wrong manager in charge.
Then he'll go and do an Andy Cole, and we'll regret it, won't we?
But even so, you have to be hungry. That's the problem.
I will say this. To play devil's advocate, this time last year, there were similar stories about Saka wanting 80 grand a week. And Liverpool were also the name linked with Saka as well. So don't be surprised if this is just lazy journalism.
Yeah,
his agent could
be a problem. And someone's trying to make it look as if it's Balogun that's the reason we're not getting.
The red herring is, regardless of what papers are saying, the actions speak louder than words. And the manager, including his league squad, he's got opportunity to do that now in January. We want to see him getting games.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's the thing. Regardless, if he doesn't get games, he's fully right to the football club. But if what the media is saying is true, I'm against it, because I'm old-fashioned. I like the apprentice situation where young players will clean the players' boots, cleaning their cars, and they've got a little Christmas bonus, like a little an envelope full of Christmas money for for their parents and themselves. I want these people to be hungry. Know what a hard life is, and earn the right.
If you were Balogun, Kenny, if you were Balogun, right, you would leave, and I'll tell you why you would leave, because we had a dead rubber in the Europa League. We'd already topped the group, and he didn't start. The next the next game the Carling Cup game, we had two right backs. We had two right backs
on the bench,
and Balogun wasn't on the bench. Now, someone explain that to me. Someone explain that to me on this panel.
It's self-explanatory. We've got the wrong manager in charge.
Correct.
He's not a man who's going to develop young talent. when
Exactly.
these managers get the job, like the Artetas, they say the right things. They'll talk about how they know this club inside out. They'll have this PowerPoint of how they're going to improve the players, how they're going to save the club money out of that. And they said, and the last thing that really gets them the job, we're going to promote youth. We looked at your youth stuff, and I've identified these youth players, and I'm going to give them a pathway into the first team. Never happens. It can't.
Kenny, do you know what? One of the worst things for a manager is to talk the talk but not back it up with actions. Yeah, I would rather Arteta come out and say it's going to be very difficult for the youngsters to get a shot at this football club because I believe in the senior players. But don't come out and say you're going to give the youngsters a chance and then not give them a chance. For me,
but the reason he gets away with it, Zach, is because, for example, Smith Rowe's played 2 games in a row. All of a sudden, these youngsters are brilliant. They're brilliant. Well, Saka's been playing all season, mate. So what are you chatting about, youngsters?
Exactly.
Martinelli was always getting game time because Aubameyang weren't fully fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
And Lee,
so the only one you put in there for 2 games is Smith Rowe, and that's because Danny Ceballos has been shit.
The last point I'll make on Balogun, right? If I said to you guys, my 3 best young prospects, if I was going to hang my hat on 3 players, youngsters, it would be Saka, Martinelli, and Balogun.
Yeah. The thing is as well is if you actually look, right, Tierney's only 23, Saliba's 20. 19, 20. We've got Balogun who's 18, 19. You know, Smith Rowe, Reece, although I don't particularly think he's that great, he's still been all right this season. He ain't been dog shit when I've seen him this season. He's actually impressed me at times. But we have got a good little core of youngsters there. For me personally, I'd pay him $100,000 a week, Balogun. And the reason I'd pay him $100,000 a week is because I'd fuck Eddie off out the club for about 10 million, which I'd pay him $100,000 a week for 2 years.
Come back to that point. So come to that point about Eddie. Have you noticed that when we're in a crisis and when all these players have been injured, Aubameyang can't get a sniff, that Eddie has been nowhere near the for match action in both the last 2 games? Now, I got no beef with Eddie, right? I say to you, and then put a knife in me back if you want, or put a knife down my throat. But as long as Eddie Nketiah is in the squad, he is blocking the pathways for Balogun to get in the team. Sorry, but Eddie Nketiah is basically no fault of his own because he scored a few goals here and there. He does well at international level, albeit under 21s. But Eddie Nketiah has got a plateau. He's not an Arsenal player. He'll do very well, maybe in a top championship side. He'll probably do well in maybe in a bottom half side. As an Arsenal player, no way.
Nowhere.
But as long as Arteta's promoting this guy and giving him game time, then you are blocking the chances of Balogun. Lacazette's not blocking Balogun's chances. Aubameyang's not blocking him. Martinelli's not blocking him. It's Nketiah that's blocking away. Sorry to say.
Agree.
No, you're right, man. You're right, Chig. If Eddie does leave, is our bet still on if he goes to Championship?
Right. The only chance I have for winning it. Kenny Ken's right. I mean, one of the things that me and Kenny Ken were talking about, it must have been a good 6 months ago, when we were talking about Balogun in the group, was that the worry that Eddie's presence there is going to stop Balogun's Arsenal development. And it's a shame because, by all intents and purposes, I was hoping to see the rebuttal of a story where Balogun would see I love Arsenal and I'm prepared to stay to the end of the season. I'm not seeing them stories. I'm not seeing them stories where he's even entertaining talks. So I do expect him to leave. I'm braced for it. I'm prepared for it. Good luck to the kid.
Well, mate, like I said, I'd sell Eddie. 10 million quid. That covers Balogun's $100,000 a week for 2 years. Add in the 6 months he's got left. Maybe give him a 2.5 year on top of the 6.
I still don't believe it. I think Arsenal are putting this out so that someone in the Arsenal's leaking something to the press on purpose. So then the fans will say, we'll let him go, if he does. So it turns the fans against Balogun.
Yeah.
Rather than takes the pressure off the club. Yeah. I don't believe that he's asked for $100,000 a week. I don't
No, I
believe
agree.
that.
Remember we had a situation 20 maybe about 28 years ago when we had a situation where we bought Ian Wright, and the person who was actually blocking Ian Wright's progress and Alan Smith's partnership was Kevin Campbell. And had it not been for Alan Smith's knee injuries, Kevin Campbell would have been Eddie Nketiah. In the end, eventually it became our Eddie Nketiah.
Hang on a second, Kenny. Hang on.
Don't
Don't
I'm being honest.
Alan Smith.
No.
No.
I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
No, I'm trying to say. It's not Alan Smith. It's not Eddie Nketiah. The Eddie Nketiah situation was Kevin Campbell, where
No, I don't think so. No, because that's a bit harsh. Because Campbell was very influential in 1991. Before
George Graham brought in. Kevin Campbell is the one who missed out, and then we're in the same situation that
I can remember we beat Palace 4-0, and Wrighty was playing for Palace, and I couldn't believe we were buying Wrighty 4 days later because we destroyed them, and Smith and Campbell were doing really well together.
But look what happened. 2 years afterwards, Bolton at home in the FA Cup replay, our fans are crucifying Kevin Campbell and basically kicked him out of the club because he was struggling before because he wasn't Ian Wright. So that's why I say Kevin Campbell is an Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah is a Kevin Campbell situation where three's a crowd.
Yeah, and then he had to sacrifice himself a bit, didn't he, Campbell? Because he had to move towards the right side to accommodate him and Wrighty, didn't he? Remember? He had to accommodate him. So he had to move slightly out of position. And when Bruce Real said you want to, he weren't going to have him. That's why he left. And that's why he left. He weren't going to stay on the right way. He didn't want to stay on the right side. He wanted. When Bruce Real put into him, he was off.
Before we move on to Nicolas Pepe, there is 800 people. YouTube comments for some reason again on this fucking platform have just stopped coming through. I pay $50 a month for this, and they're taking the piss. I can't actually see any comments right now, literally none. They will come through at some point. I can see YouTube comments on a different screen. So thank you, Jordan, for your donation. He says Xhaka's better than De Bruyne. You can't sound wrong. You're right, mate. He's conned Arsenal into thinking he's £100 a week footballer. So yeah, you're right.
He's talking on a pitch, remember?
If you can't see what Granit Xhaka brings, mate, you don't know football. But thank you for that. Do keep humping the likes up. There's only 200 likes. Make sure you follow Claude and the Bansters. His channel link is in the description, just under the title. Same with Chig's channel. Go and follow him there. And let's get both of them moving. Kenny and Zach, their Twitter links are in the description as well. And Afsal, I don't want you to follow him. He's got enough people looking for him as it is. So...
Well, yeah.
You've got enough admirers, don't worry about it.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Where's Emily at? Where's Emily at, baby?
Where's Emily today, by the way? No, Emily today, no.
But Claude, let me come to Pepe. Let me ask you about Pepe. 72 million quid, can barely get a game. Got outed by the manager, hung out to dry, in my opinion.
But, yeah.
What do you think? Do you think we're going to sell him in the summer? Do you think he could go in January?
First of all, the transfer fee wasn't really 72. It was about 45, 50 because there was add-ons with agents and everything else like that.
Raul 10 million kickback.
No, but let's get it right. I mean, it wasn't really 70 million, was it? I mean, that wasn't his fault. And to be honest with you, I thought first season, we all remember Robert Perez, didn't we, when he came over. It took him a year to settle down, didn't it? And we got to remember, we also had the last season, we did have the corona and all that, so it wasn't an easy time because it was stop and start, stop, start. He's not had regular football as well. He's not been playing regularly. He's not had a regular run in the team. Also, do we play? Does Arteta's style of play suit his way of playing as well?
What is his style of play? Because Afsal says he likes his style. Can you tell us what his style is, Claude?
I like his style. His style is good.
His style is good, mate. Come on, we played that last week. His style is good.
But he is a capable player, and he's shown that in games when he's come on as sub, and he's shown what he can do. But it's just one of these things. It's just not worked out for him at the moment. I also think it's to do with the manager, is the coach the coach at the club as well.
But Claude, let me ask you this, right? Because 3 different managers have not played this geezer.
Yeah.
There's an underlying issue there. I don't know whether it's
you can't count
the fact they didn't want him and it was a Raul signing. So that's now like, we need to get this geezer out. The only way we do that is just by sitting him on the bench. There's other suggestions that if he plays, scores and gets assists and stuff, we have to then pay extra in add-ons. So that's enough. But then are we that tight that we're going to say, well, actually, we won't let him score because we might have to pay out another 5 million at the end of the season?
He's a pure victim of his financial situation.
100%.
That's what it is.
You can't blame Freddie. You can't count Freddie because that was a couple of games, and he was only there as a figurehead. He worked
exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Emery, as I said, Emery. Sorry.
Can I make a suggestion, guys? Do you want my thoughts on Pepe? Right. I personally ain't having him because he hasn't been sick. One thing I will suggest, as long as Hector Bellerin is Arsenal's right back, I don't think you ever see the best of Pepe.
Yeah, agreed.
If we had someone like Lamptey from Brighton, who's basically can go up and down, because the problem with Hector Bellerin, and it's a problem that we had down our right side. Their teams punish us and basically beat us up down our right hand side because you've got Hector Bellerin who basically goes walking. You've got Holding, who's the right side of the centre half, who who's suffered.
Yeah.
So basically, the poor lad doesn't know where he's coming to go. He can't concentrate in his attacking game because we don't have the ball enough. Because with our tactics, our possession stats is about, if we're lucky, 50% within a regular period. So because we're not getting enough of the ball, he isn't the best football. Then he's got to do defensive duties to protect Bellerin and Holding. And guess what? He's not good at it anyway. So in terms of his development, you're not going to see the best of him. And that's probably one of the reasons why Arteta thinks, you know what? I can't play this guy when my mate Bellas and Rob Holding's struggling. I've got to play this guy Willian because even though Willian doesn't give me the sort of pace and quick feet that Pepe does and that beautiful left foot, Willian keeps a goal score down for me. You know what I mean? That's what I think is happening with Pepe.
I just think.
What do you think, Chig? Go on.
I just think for me, personally, and when I hear that, Reece Nelson's doing so well, Smith Rowe's doing so well, and then I compare that to what Pepe does whenever he comes on the pitch. Now, granted, I get it. Different categories. Some are younger than others. But I always think to myself, is Pepe really doing that badly compared to these guys? Yes, he's not setting the world alight, and I get Kelly Kent's stance. He'd sell him. I'd be tempted to sell him at this point, for the simple reason that I feel like if you ain't going to play him, and if you really don't rate him that badly, you might as well make use of the money and see what.
How much do you think we can get for him, Chig?
30 million.
That's a fucking big hit, though, isn't it?
It's a big hit.
It's the biggest
But
hit.
it always was going to be a big hit. It's always going to be a big hit.
He wasn't a £72 million footballer. Let's
When
be
you
honest.
think about it, Ugly, we only paid 45. All that money's gone into agents and.
Well, yeah, but you've still paid the money.
You still paid it out, though, isn't it?
I think the thing is, it'll be amortized over the length of the contract or the next 3 or 4 years or whatever it may be anyway. So I think that when we've paid an initial fee up front and then obviously we've paid bits after that in installments, I don't think we've probably paid nearly all of it off anyway. It's probably
the way people go on,
or maybe 3/4 of the way. So if we do recoup some money back, that would offset that payment anyway. So we're still going to lose money.
But the way people go on, is he William bad? That's why I don't understand. I always think to myself, well, if Pepe is that bad,
he scored more goals than Freddie Ljungberg and Pires in their first seasons at Arsenal, in his first season at Arsenal.
I see people nursing a semi over what Smith Rowe's been doing over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And don't get me wrong, I think the kid has been okay. Right? But the way people are holding New Year's Eve celebrations over the fact of what Smith Rowe's been doing, I'm sat
Absolutely.
there like, is he been mad?
Completely agree with you, Chig, and I'll be calling out Afzal on this.
Here we go.
Listen, first of all, Kenny and Lee also said Smith Rowe was brilliant in the last 2 games. So
Right.
you're gonna
So who?
I never,
Lee, who's going
I
first?
said-
Me
I
or
said-
who's going first? Me or
No,
Afzal?
tidy.
Let Afzal go first. Then.
Right.
Go on.
Pepe.
Here we go. This is your time to shine.
This is
Afzal.
you last time. I'm on mute.
72 million pounds player. 14.
Irrelevant, sunk.
No,
cost.
let him speak, Zach. Let him say his piece, man. Come on.
5 minutes. 72 million pound player. 14 domestic games this season. 1 goal from open play, 1 penalty, and 1 red card. Okay, just that.
You're embarrassing yourself already, mate.
Let him speak, man. Let him speak. Let him speak.
For me, that stats is rubbish, and I'm not a stats person. Let's talk about the play. When he's on the pitch, what does he do apart from give the ball away? I've seen him try to dribble past one player, and it literally goes all over the place, right? His corners half the time go out of play. When he takes a shot with his left, he goes over the bar. Yeah, like what is this? If this was Mesut Ozil, us 6 would all be slagging him off. Yeah, let me tell you something. In Mesut Ozil's first season, he had played 100 more minutes, Premier League minutes, than Pepe. I slagged him off. He got 5 goals, 10 assists. Pepe 5 goals, 6 assists. Ozil 100 minutes more, 4 more assists. I wasn't having Ozil, so why would I have Pepe?
Hang on. Before I bring Zach in, yeah. Number one.
What to say? I've got more to say.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just say something about giving the ball away. And the case in point in this was Bukayo Saka in the first half. Me and Chig were sitting there arguing over this in the watch along. Yeah, Saka gave the ball away 13 times in the first half against
Brighton.
Who did we play the other day?
Brighton.
Yeah.
Saka did
13 times he gave the ball away in that first half. He ended up getting man of the match. So giving the ball away is irrelevant because wait. A player that is trying to take players on is more likely to give the ball away than a player who's
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good point,
Neymar
mate.
and Kevin De Bruyne gave the ball away more times last season than any player in Europe because they try and take players
He's
on.
a risk taker. It's not
Wait,
Saka
Jack
worked
Grealish the other day.
hard.
Let him go on. 1 sec, go on.
Pepe, we all called before the Leeds game, give Pepe a chance. He put Pepe in for Leeds. What does he do? Get sent off. Pepe comes back, puts him in for the next 2 games, Southampton and Everton. Struggled badly. Pepe's dropped. What happens? We win the next 2 games. Now, I'm not saying it's just because of Pepe we won the 2 games. That's completely wrong. It's because the system does not fit Pepe as well. That's part of it as well, right? And Kenny's going on like, Bellerin. Pepe doesn't play. Pepe has obviously not got a chance with Bellerin. The last 2 games Pepe started, Maitland-Niles was right back. The last 2 games Saka started on the right wing, Bellerin was right back.
Right, I've been waiting patiently now. Right, so I'm not gonna.
Smash the likes up, people. Smash the likes up.
Listen to me for a second, yeah. I'm not going to rant. Let's take a step back here, right? Last season, Pepe was in a struggling team, and by all accounts, first season did pretty well, right? He got a little bit of a run of games at the end of last season, and he was one of the key reasons why we won the FA Cup. By the way, Axel, that was the reason why you were sucking Arteta off, right? So you can't have it both ways, yeah? You were sucking Arteta off, but Pepe contributed to the FA Cup success, right? And you know what? He started to get a run of games at the end of last season. So what happens at the beginning of this season, right? You would have thought, right, brilliant. Pepe, end of last season, let's continue that. What happens? Willian comes in, straight into the team. Pepe is benched, right? Pepe is benched. What do you think what do you think that does for his confidence? And B, by the way, it wasn't Willian, you didn't perform after 2 games, which is what you seem to be judging Pepe on. Willian was played 7, 8, 9 games in a row, and Pepe wasn't given a start in the league, yeah? So when you talk about domestic games, yeah, you're talking about some games he only got 2 minutes on the pitch when he came on.
No, he never got 2 minutes on any game. He gets at least.
He did, yeah, or he was an unused sub. By the way, let me tell you this: 2 points I made. Every time he started in the Europa League this season, he either scored a world-class goal or assisted and looked a baller. You can say all you like, oh, the opposition was shit. You can only beat what's in front of you, right? I'm an Arsenal fan. We're all Arsenal fans here. I want to see exciting players that are going to get you off your seat, yeah? You've got to decide, Afzal, whether you want to see the likes of Willian, Holding, Bellerin, or do you want to see the likes of Pepe, right? The last point I'll make is this.
Yeah.
The last point I'll make is this, yeah? Pepe has never had more than 5 games in a row, right? Now, if you look at someone like Bellerin, Holding, Xhaka, Willian, they've all done that. They've all had that faith of, I said it on this podcast a couple of weeks ago, yeah? If you gave Pepe 15 games in a row, you said to him, mate, I've got your back. You're playing the next 15 games. He'll get you 7 goals and he'll get you 7 assists. But what you can't do as a fan base is say, oh, he came in for 1 game and he looked shit when the team's struggling and put it on Pepe's back. That doesn't wash with it.
Sorry to cut in, mate. I've got Pepe's stats up for Arsenal, yeah? Right, this season he's played 1,185 minutes, which equates to 13 full games of football.
Yeah.
5 goals, 3 assists.
There you go.
Hang on, wait.
Yeah, but Lee,
come on.
Wait. Hang on, wait. 5 goals. Hang on,
hold
5
on a
goals.
minute. But those games are all sporadically spread over. Those stats mean nothing because he's not getting a consistent run of games together.
No, that's my point. No, that's my point.
They'd be even better. They would be even better.
Compare that to somebody like Reece Nelson, who will end up playing about the same sort of minutes this season as Pepe, and Pepe smashes him to pieces.
Compare that to Willian.
Compare that
to Willian. Compare it.
It's not down
by
to
the way,
the players doing something every time he plays.
Lee, the other point I would make, and this is on Afzal, and you come out with Smith Rowe, you're wanking in your Arteta socks over Smith Rowe, right? Nicolas Pepe, he gets goals, yeah. He shoots. You talk about goal, he shoots and it goes over the bar. Give me that any day of the week, yeah, shooting and it going over the bar. They're never taking a shot like Mesut Ozil and Willian, yeah. Those two are an absolute disgrace. Ozil and Willian don't even shoot. Give me Nicolas Pepe who's going to try, because if you give him 10, 15 games in a row, some of them are going to go in. He's going to make chances for players. I've just
brought up Bukayo Saka's stats for this season.
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka's played left wing, left midfield, left back, CM, attacking midfield, right wing, right midfield. 7 positions this season, yeah? What's that all about? He's also played a total minutes of 1,530, which is 17 full 90-minute games.
How many goals?
2 goals, so he's got 3 less than Pepe. And he's got 3 assists.
There you go.
Is Pepe better than Saka? Let me just ask you guys. Pepe or Saka in the team?
Saka. You were Saka.
If I had to pick one, I'd pick Pepe. Real talk. I like Saka. Wait. Let me explain that very quickly,
Yeah.
Saka is still raw. He's up and coming and he's a youngster. We have seen with a player like Guendouzi, a player overplayed, and then fucking flopped. Yeah, which is why he's not at the club at the moment. We could or could not be in that situation with Saka. I don't think we will be. But if I had a choice of Saka or Pepe, I'm picking Pepe. And I'll tell you why I'm picking Pepe, because he will score me more goals at the end of the season.
We don't need to choose between Pepe and Saka. That's a different debate. Afzal, Lee, hang on a second. Afzal, you are a stats man, yeah? That's what you do.
I don't even care.
That's what you do. You're a stats man. Lee has just read out to you Pepe's stats for the season and Saka's stats for the season. Right?
Let's do a couple things. All right.
Put it into context for us.
I said before, after I read out the stats, I don't care about stats. I care about.
You're a stats man, though.
Saka does more on the pitch. Pepe's goal contributions are in the Europa League. Arteta has won 6 out.
Doesn't matter.
Hold up. Stop. Pepe has scored the same amount of Premier League goals as Saka.
Correct.
This season. Fact.
Coming off, stats man.
You're praising Pepe in the Europa League. You need to praise Arteta then. It's fair, right?
I have praised him. I've been on record on this podcast.
I praised him every week in the Europa League.
I praise him every week in the Europa League, mate.
And also that, why have 3 managers not picked this guy?
No. Hang on a second.
2 managers.
Freddie Ljungberg dropped him for the first game. realised that you can't play Ozil on the right wing. At West Ham away, Pepe played, scored a banger, and
Then he
Freddie
dropped
knew.
the next
From that point on, Freddie knew, right?
Yeah,
Freddie knew.
Then
Yeah?
he dropped in the next 2
So
games.
let's not get it twisted. 3 managers. And by the way, Freddie and Arteta are not even managers, mate. Yeah?
Okay,
They've never
Unai, what about
managed a game in their life.
Emery, what about Emery?
Pepe was new to the league, yeah? He was new to the league. He was
Emery was dropping him left, right, centre.
Let's face it, Emery didn't want him in the first place. So
Exactly. Exactly.
Why
Why is he
Emery
going to play him?
in the first place?
He
Emery,
didn't want him in the first place. So
Yeah,
are we seeing managers do that? Emery's not the first person to do that. Oh, well, you got me this geezer, so I ain't going to play.
Okay,
To prove a point.
who did Pepe get in any of the top 6 sides? On the
Irrelevant, mate. Forget that.
Irrelevant. How many of our players are getting the top 6
None
sides?
of them.
How many of them
None
would?
of them.
Exactly.
None of them, mate. Exactly. You can't.
Maybe in
After last point I'll make, yeah. Honestly, this isn't me having an agenda, right?
Yeah.
Genuinely, this is my opinion. If you gave Pepe 20 games in a row, 15 games, you would change your mind so quickly on this geezer that it would be ridiculous, yeah? But we've not seen him have 10 games in a row. So you can't sit there and have this argument with me because at the moment, it's all conjecture. If we had sat here and he'd had 20, 15 games in a row, I'd hold my hands up. I'd say he hasn't been doing it. Until that time comes, you haven't got a leg to stand on, in my opinion.
So, Zach, has Pepe lived up to your expectations? I want to ask if
Has Pepe been given the opportunity to live up to expectations?
Exactly.
Because he hasn't been played enough.
That's the key point.
He's played 66. He's played and made 66 appearances for Arsenal, 13 goals, 13 assists.
For me, it's not him that's disappointed me. It's his lack of opportunities.
Thank you. Well,
Exactly. That's exactly it, Chig. That's exactly it.
Would you start him in the next game, you guys?
I'd start him in every game for the rest of the season.
Exactly.
Kenny, you're quiet.
Kenny,
Go on, Kenny.
I was listening.
Kenny looks like he's about to drop the sickest mixtape for 2020, bro. Like,
Kenny's thinking.
I'm listening to every point, right? And I hear what Assal saying, hear what you guys are saying. There's no doubt in my mind that he hasn't given chances. It's highly likely that Arteta don't rate him, or feels he can't accommodate him. Unai Emery preferred a more superior player in his opinion, which was Zaha.
But even he's inconsistent. Even he's
The problem we got with Arsenal players at the moment is that we're a poor team. We're poor in every, and the thing is that because you see a £72 million player, you don't expect, you demand performances week in, week out for as many minutes as he does.
Of
And
course.
I think the problem with Nicolas Pepe is that people like myself and Afsal aren't allowing him to settle. We want it yesterday, and a lot of that is because of the crap we've seen before, and the fact the way we are this season, we are putting a lot of pressure on the lad to deliver. Because we think on paper, what we've seen in France, that the way he gets his back, he runs, plays, great skill, quick feet, great goals, good free kicks. We're not seeing it at Arsenal. There are extenuating circumstances, but the problem is when you're a big club like Arsenal, you've got to take a chance and grab it by fans. Stop.
Yeah, but Kenny, even when he does get his shots and he scores, he's dropped for the next game. Brighton scores a goal, drop. United scores.
The problem is that his performances, his good performances, are very much in the memory because we don't see enough of them. Yeah, it could be because he's not getting enough games, but there's just as many bad games as there are good games for this guy, and that's why I do have my reservations.
Kenny, just 2 points. Just on what you were saying. Name another player that you hold to the same level of scrutiny in so far as they have to perform every single game. But he doesn't. He doesn't perform.
I criticise him though. I criticise him just.
Yeah,
He does criticise him.
I criticise him. What I'm looking at, right, is price tags and reputations, right?
Price tags are relevant.
Arsenal they are, because the simple reason is that they were bought because we thought they were going to make a difference. Now, Lacazette has come. It was our most expensive signing when we signed him. I moulded into the camp because of what I've seen in France. I've studied all those players, and I'm demanding those performances at Arsenal. And like, maybe I'm miserable to everyone on this panel, but those are my demands because when I see talent, genuine football talent, I'm not accepting anything stop-start. That's why I was hard on Mesut Ozil. You don't have to tell me that.
Kenny, yeah.
You don't have to tell me that Mesut Ozil, right, has got world-class ability. Tell me something I don't know. But when you come to Arsenal Football Club, that club that's struggling to get in the top four, to take the challenge, I want these players to take us to another level. And I don't care how they do it, find a way.
I agree, Kenny. I agree.
And that's why my patience with all four of those players is running thin.
But first point I'd make is I disagree that Mesut Ozil's got world-class ability. I don't think he has. No. It's a contradiction in terms, Kenny. You can't have world-class ability. If you're a world-class player, you do it season in, season out. You can't have world-class ability.
Yeah, but hang on, you're saying out of Pepe, though. You're saying Pepe.
Let me just say this about Pepe.
His performances are just ill.
Kenny, let me say this about Pepe. Final point, right? Final point I'll make on this. Pepe has not been given a run of games, yeah? So we won't know. So at the moment, it's just all speculation whether he'll get the goals and the assists. I'll tell you this straight, yeah? I'll tell you this now. If we gave him 15 games in a row, yeah, and he didn't perform, I'd be the first one to say, nah, enough's enough. Pepe, you've had your chance. Because even I was running out of patience when he wasn't like attacking players, when he wasn't taking the players on. Give him 15 games. If he doesn't perform, I'll hold my hands up, yeah? Because I want what's best for Arsenal Football Club. I'm not going to sit there and watch Pepe stink the place out and say, oh, I love Pepe, because the club is...
Yeah, because that's what Ozil teams have done for years, mate.
Exactly. I'm not that kind of guy. Yeah?
I agree.
You say price doesn't matter, but
it's irrelevant.
Aubameyang and Ozil because of the price.
No, nothing to do with it. Afzal, you're a finance guy, yeah? It's a sunk cost. It's irrelevant. Whether we pay 50 million, it's irrelevant, mate. And actually, we're paying it over what, 5 seasons?
Why do all 6 of us say we waste 17.5 million a year on Ozil? We always use that line.
Because
it's irrelevant because he doesn't perform on the pitch.
Why did we pay a week?
Exactly.
I mean, generally, with
Aubameyang, he came in and he did it from day one. This season, he's not doing it.
2.5 years. That's why this year I think he's been awful, but I'm not so as much on his back because he's done it for 2.5 years.
Mesut Ozil has not done it for 3 years and he don't play anymore.
From my opinion, Ozil
a lot with Ozil is down to the managers and coaches that have coached him in the last few years as well.
No, Ozil, you can't just
spend... No, yes, it is because...
But doesn't that work for Pepe as well then?
Huh?
Doesn't that work? Doesn't the same rule apply for Pepe?
Yeah, I agree. I think the whole thing is down to Wenger, Arteta, Emery. All of them have not got the best, not been able to get the best out of it. I bet if he was under Klopp, Ozil was under Klopp, he'd be playing much better than what he is now.
Hey, Claude, don't criticize Lee's favourite manager, Unai. He'll kick you off the show.
He lost the other day, his second loss of the season.
I saw that today. I was
oh God, Terry's going on about it like nobody.
Let me just grab these super chats real quick. Big up to Kevin. It says, if you have to defend a 72 million player, that should tell you everything you need to know about the contribution or lack thereof. Not with the money. Big up to you, Kevin. Thank you to GT Playboy who put a donation in earlier as well. He was saying that Kolasinac's gone. I couldn't show it because YouTube comments weren't popping up on here at one point. Big up to Pirate King.
Criticizing Pepe. They were all criticizing Pepe, all these comments.
You should be renamed Pick Apart Afsal. This show should be renamed Pick Apart Afsal Show.
Listen,
for me in the last 10
He wasn't struggling at Real Madrid, was he? He weren't struggling at Werder Bremen, was he?
No,
when he came to us, amazing, isn't it? It's amazing, absolutely amazing what's happened. A lot of our players. Well, look at all these players that have let that we've had in the past that we've taken and they've gone backwards under these managers. Loads of players I can name. They've just gone backwards under these coaches that we've had in the last 3 years.
But it's not the manager. It's a club. It's a club. It's basically standards of the club, and the expectations are so low at this football club that standards of the club. All these players, everyone is saying, "Oh, if we get Isco, if we get this player, we get that player." They're all going to regress this football club because the simple reason, right, is that you haven't got a player that is basically a Roy Keane character or John Henderson character said, right, this is the standards, these are the rules. You train this way, you play that way. I don't care what day of it is. If a player's making a run, you get that run. We don't have those sort of players. So that mentality isn't around there. So the manager can't think on that. The club has got low standards, and the fans at the football club, they're the worst fans ever. They go to bed happy that we won the double. We won 2 doubles, and we did the invincible. They sleep on that. Yeah. They dine out on that, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Why can't
you've only got to look at you've only got to look at their reaction after beating Brighton reserves on the other night. How much we're making progress now. You know what I'm saying? We're just beating Brighton reserves.
Can I just say something controversial before we go on? I am sick to death of the Invincibles. I don't want to watch these bloody videos. Fuck the Invincibles. I've had enough of the Invincibles.
Is yours gold though, mate? Yours ain't gold though. Don't worry. Is yours gold?
You're not even our best team. Our best team was a 2002 team. Stop talking about the bloody Invincibles. I've had enough.
Go on, Kenny.
Go on.
It's yours gold. It's your gold.
Not gold.
By the way, the 98 team.
Let's more history. Let's go.
I hate the
bloody Invincibles. I've had enough of people on AFTV talking about it. I've had enough of people on Twitter talking about it. Stop talking about this bloody Invincibles. I've had enough.
And even the Invincibles underachieved because they should have won the fucking Champions League that year.
Exactly.
Yes. They didn't. They were so not losing one fucking game. The Champions League, we beat Chelsea. FA Cup, we beat them in the league twice. Come to the fucking semi-final.
Every fucking time we beat them. Yeah, and then Wayne Bridger.
16 years.
I would have put 3 defeats. 3 defeats.
The ironic thing about the Invincibles, half these people on Twitter who go on about the Invincibles were in their fucking nappies still. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke.
I mean, you know what it was, right? One of the best teams I've seen in history last season, Liverpool, lost against Watford, and here's us. We're struggling at a 9th and 10th place. We have the audacity to take the piss out of them because.
Why would you do that? Why would you take the piss out of teams who are first?
That's Arsenal fans, Afzal.
I've never understood
Let me say this,
I've never understood it.
The other day I was at my missus' parents' house, we were watching Wolves. He's a Wolves fan, watching Wolves against Tottenham.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, boy, this ain't looking good for you lot, man. You lot have been crap tonight. And I was thinking, well, the longer the game goes on, I said, oh, you might nick one. I went for a cigarette, and all I was, he's going mad in the house. Like, come on. Yeah. I went on Twitter immediately. Yeah, look at Jose in the mud. I'm thinking, they're 6 points off the top.
Yeah, we would lick his boots
at that stage. What are you laughing at them for? Then Liverpool drop points. Their game's called off against Fulham. If they win, they're 4 points off the top. Yeah. You best believe, all these little dickheads, and they are dickheads, I don't care. If they go and win the title this season and they're fucking in a title race, trust me. Yeah, the way this season's going, they're in a title race. Every single one of this lot will go, gold, it's yours.
I'll tell you what sums up this fan base. Wait, let me finish. What sums this up, this fan base? The week we were going into the Europa League final, they were more worried about Spurs winning that Champions League than us actually winning the Europa League. Yeah. That sums our fucking fan base up.
Lee, I put a tweet out. Go on, Kenny.
We got a lot of pork chops in our fan base. These pork chops spent all the time laughing at the biggest club in the world, Man United. Well, guess what? What are you pork chops going to look like if they go and win the title?
But the thing is that, see, like, people all out, like they say, United this. Remember when we were ahead of them and we beat them? Oh, you're 15th, you're this, you're that. We're better than you for the last 8 years. Right, they're second, right? They're second right now. But you all know, even if they finish second, you know what Arsenal fans will say. You win the league, but you never won it.
They bottled it. Yeah,
You never won it. You're
if they won the league, Afsal, and we came second, they'd sit there and go, "Is yours gold?"
Yeah.
Because that's how thick they are.
There's no debating with Arsenal fans when it comes to other clubs because they've got a ridiculous excuse for everything.
Afsal, I put a tweet.
Whether it's
Go on, Zach. Go on.
I put a tweet out yesterday, right? And this for me sums up Arsenal fans in a nutshell. Arsenal fans every season, they look at the top 5 teams, the big 5. They take the lowest achieving team of that season and say, "Oh, we're only 6 points behind Chelsea, or we're only 3 points behind City." The lowest achieving out of that top 5, and then they compare them to the lowest achieving ones. That's what Arsenal have done for the last 6-7 years. And that is why we are an absolute embarrassment.
Oh, we're only 6 points behind Chelsea, and look how bad we've been this season. Well, how many points behind Liverpool are we, mate?
Exactly.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
That is the conversation that should be happening. We're 12 points behind Liverpool, right? This is an injury-ravaged Liverpool. We should be saying, "Fucking hell, how are we 12 points behind Liverpool who have been absolutely decimated by injuries?" Not, "Oh, we're 6 points behind Chelsea, blah blah blah." That's why we're in the mud. That is the reason.
Let me come to Chig, and then then I'll come to Claude afterwards. Yeah, Diego Costa, Chig, would you take him? Rapid fire with these. Yeah, I'll run through a couple of comments. Would you take him?
You know my answer to this. Nope.
Claude, would you?
I'll take William, Mister. I'll take William.
You dickhead. Oh shit! I'm blocking you in a minute.
Diego Costa 4 years ago, yes, not now. Well, it'd be another one set for the retirement home. Why do you think they ripped his contract up for a good reason, isn't there? It's not. So what? Knock. Retirement open again, is it?
What about you, Zach?
No chance.
No, Afsal?
You know, for me, 4 years ago, I thought he was the best striker in the league. But at the moment, I actually don't think I'd take him because there's a reason why Atletico are getting rid of him. There's a reason why Chelsea got rid of Willian. So there's a reason why Atletico are getting rid of Costa. So no, I wouldn't take him now.
Kenny?
Your father-in-law could do with him. No, and that's not slagging off rules. They do.
No, they could do with it.
Because you know he's Jimenez is injured, isn't
he?
I wouldn't.
No, it's true. It's true, mate.
Lee, what about you? You'd take him, wouldn't you?
I would take him. And do you know why I'd take him?
He loves them sort of players. Them old school gritty.
Because
they were good 10 years ago, but Lee still thinks they're good. It was 10 years ago.
Then again, Lee, you wanted Willian, and look what happened. So
hang on. I wanted Willian because I didn't expect him to start every week. If we signed Diego Costa, I don't expect him to start every week.
But he would start.
Like Cavani at Man United, by the way, was doing very well, and we were all sitting there going, "Oh, what a finish the other night when Cavani scored." Yeah, still a good player. Diego Costa, for me, I think he's got a different mindset to a lot of these players. Yeah, he's a bastard. He's a wanker. He's a horrible, nasty little see you next Tuesday on the pitch. We've got so many soft pussies at this football club. We need a few like him. So yeah, I would go and get him on it. He's a free signing. Go and get him for a year contract.
The moral of this great class.
Yeah, but what you're mistaken, Lee. He's coming because he's got a nice place, probably in somewhere in St John's Wood. Right? And that's all he wants to come to be able to settle down in London. That's all he wants to do, mate. He ain't got no interest. Like the Willian, it's the same thing.
Yeah, club, can we be choosy right now?
Arsenal fans will say it will go against the morals of the great.
I'd rather give Balogun £100,000 a week.
I was just about to say that, Claude. I'd rather keep Balogun, give him £100,000 a week than buy Costa.
Well, Costa's free anyway.
No, but wages.
Yeah, but let's be real here. He weren't on 100.
You're breaking Lee's heart. Look at his face right there.
Irrelevant. Price is irrelevant, guys.
Look at his face right now. It's heart breaking.
Give me Balogun and Martinelli. I don't want Costa fucking blocking Balogun and Martinelli's progress.
But you know that he was
Right,
world class. A couple of years ago, he was world class. Just
Zach, Nketiah is blocking it already. So what's the difference?
Yeah, but I don't want to add more. I don't want to add more
obstacles,
I don't want to add more blockers. If we get Eddie out, get Lacazette out, all of a sudden Martinelli and Balogun might get a chance. I don't want to bloody Chelsea reject. No more Chelsea rejects, man. Look at this club.
Look at him. It's so bad.
Let's team up with a quick answer from all of you, like, yeah. And big up to all 5 of you, man, and everyone in the chat. There's over 1,000 people watching live. Do smash the likes up. Let's get this over 500 likes. There's 320 at the minute. Pump the likes through the roof. Get that done straight away. Also, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Chig, Guna Eagle Eye. His link's in the description, along with Claude and the Bansta's link. Follow Kenny and Zach on Twitter. And Afsal's hiding. He don't want to know any of you lot. He's just here for the banter.
He's getting a new channel. Afsal's getting a new channel soon. That's what I heard.
Me and Kainguna.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good, man. I don't know why you don't do it.
No, Kainguna's setting up one. Kainguna's going to.
I'd stop to that. I'll be honest.
It'd be like.
I'll be subscribed straight away.
I am actually setting up a YouTube channel.
It'd be like what?
It'd be like it'd be like Claude and Ty because they always disagree. So it'd be like.
only on Pepe, really. Otherwise,
You disagree.
We disagree on that.
It's more of a surprise when you get on. Actually,
we do actually agree, but it's just mainly the main things are Pepe and it was Arteta before.
Let me go rapid fire with it. 2 more questions there. 2 more questions. No, thank you for this donation as well. We do need a Thomas Muller-esque player, mate. He's massively underrated, Thomas Muller. Top player. And thank you for that. But 2 questions, quick fire on them. Number 1, Torreira could be coming back by the looks of it. Would you keep him?
No.
Claude? Well, there you go. Kenny says no. Claude?
I think with Partey, I think it'd be a good partnership with Thomas Partey.
No.
No? Okay. Afsal?
No.
Zach?
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm yes as well. Stick him next to Partey. I agree with Claude. And also, last question before we wrap this up for the year, and I hope you all have a wonderful new year. It's been a bit of a mad one this year, isn't it? So hopefully it gets better next year. But where are we going to finish in the league, Kenny?
We're going to finish 12th.
Okay. Afsal?
8th or 9th?
Zach?
8th.
Yeah, 8th.
Claude?
Actually, 9th for me.
I was going to go 9th because I just think one place below last year, but it won't make a difference. He'll be here next season as well, because people will say, "What our fans will say?" I tell you what, our fans will say. Oh yeah, but we were in the bottom. I think he done brilliant to get us out of that mess at the start of the season, and then we'll go all round the circle again next season. That's all I'm going to say.
God, that will be the narrative. That will be the narrative. He saved us from relegation.
That's what it is.
Saved us from the championship.
What about you, Chig?
10th. I think they'll compare it to the season where Chelsea. Can you imagine one certain Pratt talking about how we finished 10th this season, the next season there's no reason we can't win it?
Yeah.
Because of what Chelsea did.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing that will come.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, all the positions we've described, even the most general positions, 8th or 9th, is sackable. It's a sackable offence for a person who's in his first full season, who hasn't even troubled the scorers regarding getting into Europe and getting into the top 4. That's a sackable offence.
Yeah. Especially when he came out and said,
we made a great recovery and there's hope for the season because of the recovery.
Yeah, but
it's sackable offence.
That's what we think. That's what we think. But the general base of this fan base and everything else, and the media who love to lick up to the football club, will be saying that.
All right. This is my message, and he's a good friend of mine. To my good friend Mo Hyder. Mo Hyder, I love you a bit. I know you watch this. Stop calling Man United and Chelsea ex-great clubs. Stop calling us an ex-great club then. Because if that's acceptable, we're an ex-great club.
Well said. Anyway, I reckon we're finished 10th. I reckon this manager chats through his arse. When we won the FA Cup and finished 8th, he said that's acceptable for a club of our size and of our history and tradition. So if we finish any lower than where we were expected to finish this season, which is top 4, he should be sacked. Well, he should be sacked anyway because he ain't getting top 4. Pull the plug now and we might have a chance. But on that,
they win the Europa League, though. That's another thing. They could win the
Europa League for now, man. The league is your bread and butter, Claude. Yeah, the league is the bread and butter.
The aim is to get in the club's aim is to get in the Champions League, right? So what they'll if he wins the Europa League, then he gets that freedom, doesn't he?
You know what? I would
still sacked.
Yeah, but I couldn't even argue with that. If that was the club's rationale, if Arteta won the Europa League, yeah, and they didn't sack him, I'll hold my hands up. Yeah, I'll say, look, I get that rationale. I would sack him still, but if he finishes 8th, 9th, and he doesn't win the Europa, how can you not be sacked?
How can you justify it?
Yeah, you can't justify it. You can't justify it.
Because it is literally.
I'm doing a New Year thing tonight. I'm going to have a few drinks, allow anyone to come on.
Hafsal, you going on?
Come on, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, why not?
I'll be asleep. I'll be in bed.
No, it's not early.
No one's going out tonight, are they?
Hey, let me know what time and I'll jump on for 10, 15 minutes, mate. Definitely.
Brilliant. Right.
Yeah.
All I know is one thing, Arsenal fans will find a team to laugh at the end of the season.
They laugh, mate. It's like being homeless.
They laugh at
homeless right opposite a new mansion that's just been built, and you see the family moving in, going, look, your fence is falling down. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking idiots.
The thing is that Tottenham won't win the league, but Arsenal fans will laugh at Tottenham for not winning the league. They'll say, you were top in December, so you bottled it. That's what they'll say.
But there you go. Chig, any final thoughts?
No, just Happy New Year to you guys. Try not to let Arsenal completely ruin the night, because the more you think about it, just you have more questions than answers in these situations, and that's what's so frustrating. But let's just hope it's a new year for a better, just to reiterate what Zach says, just a better new year for everybody.
Well, nice, easy 3 points tomorrow.
Inside, outside of football.
We're
nice,
easy tomorrow, Claude. So probably
nice, easy game against Brom.
Tomorrow
against Allardyce's Brom, and
we're playing on the 2nd of January, not New Year's Day, by the way, just to let you all know.
On a Saturday, right?
Yes, I'm thinking tomorrow.
What's the day today? What's even the day today?
Thursday.
We play on Saturday, yeah?
Yeah. I think we'll be unbeaten.
What channel is that on the West
Brom?
Hey?
BT Sport.
Right.
But listen, on that bombshell, everyone, thank you very much. Big up to all 5 of you guys for coming on. Appreciate it again, as always. Big up to everyone who is watching. There's still 1,000 people watching, so thank you very much. Do appreciate that, as always. I might be back later on here. I doubt it. But tomorrow I will be back with rants at 3 o'clock on his channel, and I will be dropping a preview at some point tomorrow. I might even be doing a press conference reaction because he's done a press conference today. Not that it was worth fucking listening to, but there you go. But yeah, I probably won't be back tonight, apart from on Claude's channel when he drops his stream later. I'll jump on for 10-15 minutes with you, mate. Other than that, all have a wonderful evening. All have a blessed new year, and hopefully 2020. What's 2020? The year of the ox in Chinese. Chinese New Year.
It's the year of the rat. 2020.
Yeah, coming.
2021 is the year of the ox.
Yeah, year of the ox. Okay, come on.
I'm 85. That's the year of the ox.
2020 is the year of the rat. You got until February until the new year kicks in for the Chinese New Year. So yeah.
So that means we all have to go in hiding now for the next 12 months then.
Nah, fuck that. Rat Army assemble. We've taken over. We've infested the fan base with the rats. And listen, big up to all of you.
We've been told to apologise.
Fuck their apologies.
Certain member of media.
Yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise to absolutely fucking nobody. He got what he fucking wants.
Who says we should apologise? I'm apologising to nobody.
Fuck him, man. I ain't apologising to anyone. When this geezer wins a title, because he come with big talk, when he wins a title, I will apologise. Until then,
I won't give it away. It's a member of the biggest football channel at the moment.
We're going. Laters.